This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring, outside the ring, it's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Come on! And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Today's topic, Keith, is the 2023 WWE Draft. It did kick off Friday last week on SmackDown. We're going to discuss that. And then Monday night is round 2 of the WWE Draft. Just, in a nutshell, before we get into each picks, let's hear your thoughts. I'll start first. Performance-wise, like what the draft is, I think it could be a little better. I understood the picks. I'm not talking about the picks, just the draft itself. It just kind of fell flat. I mean, the special presenters, that was pretty cool. But other than that, it didn't connect with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm so used to the NFL draft and how good that is on national television with the analyst and, a lot of good stats, a lot of good information popping up on the screen. I didn't get that with the draft. I got Triple H walking out and giving me information about something very confusing with the draft. I understood the picks. I get the picks. I think the picks made sense for me. I'll give it a C, like performance-wise, if we're going to grade. Let's hear it. What do you got, brother?
Well, it doesn't do it any favors that, this draft for this, predetermined sport is happening on the same weekend as the actual NFL draft. So you're not doing it any favors because you have that side-by-side comparison of seeing these college kids watching their dreams come true and, crying their eyes out when it happens. Shout out Jalen Smith, my man.
Yeah. So,
you got these guys having this emotional high from everything because it's everything they've worked their entire life to that point up to. And then you have WWE draft where it's just okay, this is a thing that's happening this year and it's not really necessarily going to stick because, let's be honest, the draft never really does outside of championships. And it's hard to give that same performance. Like you were saying, it's, you're watching the one happen where it's life changing. And then you're watching this one. That's just all right, that's part of the script this week.
Yeah.
We'll get more into the picks. I think I would agree with you on a C. I mean, I think the big lacking thing you had kind of mentioned before we got in here was the lacking in an analysis or even seeing them. I don't need to see, Cody oh yeah, and putting on a Raw hat and everything and coming out and holding the jersey and shaking hands and everything to go to Raw. I don't necessarily need any of that, but even just thinking about the original drafts, back in the day, I think it was the very first one when Flair drafted The Undertaker and it was just all of them sitting in the locker room and Undertaker just being what the hell? Cause him and Flair were feuding and give me something like that. You know what I mean? Especially using Cody again as that example where it's just all right, cool. I'm pretty sure Roman went first round, first pick to SmackDown, whatever. So cool. That happened. Then Cody's the next pick for Raw. Show Cody just damn it, I'm getting taken away from him again now. That's what I wanted.
Yes.
I'm in the wrong place now. Something simple like that, But,
yeah. I think it's, again, like you said, it's really cool to see this happen for a, predetermined sport. Obviously we know what's going to happen, but we want that, that celebration, that, oh my God, or the disappointment. Like you said, Cody and Roman on different brands, okay, the story is, continuing.
Exactly.
We didn't get that. We got, nothing really. We got Cody's music, his graphic, and that's it. But let's get to the first round of night 1, which was on SmackDown. Round 1 started with the first pick, obviously Roman Reigns, but that also followed with Solo and Paul Heyman, not the Usos. I thought that was really interesting. The story continues with the bloodline. Number 2 pick overall goes to Raw. CodyRhodes was selected for Raw. SmackDown had the 3rd pick. And something I think we both really wanted to see happened. Bianca Belair is going to SmackDown, but she still has the Raw title. We'll get into that. And then the 4th pick of the first round went to Raw, and that was Becky Lynch. Again, I understood the picks. I get the picks, but let's hear it. Give me your highs and lows of round 1 of the draft.
So, yeah, I mean, again, this is another one we were kind of touching on before we got on here today. I think it's just a lot of the picks make sense with different things. I'm always confused by the drafting of an exclusive champion to the other draft, to the other brand.
Yeah.
Being using just what we're talking about here as an example, Bianca's the current Raw Women's Champion. Well, she's drafted to SmackDown. Like, okay, so now just by making that one pick, you're telling me that Rhea is definitely going to have to go to SmackDown now.
Correct.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But like, you're ruining your own story with that. And then 2, we're going to have to get another one of these stupid things of them like meeting in the ring or meeting in the back, like the New Day and the Street Profits did that year of being like, oh, that would just a quick title switch up. Like, damn, man. Like, if you're going to do this kind of thing, that's fine. If you're going to, if you're going to draft the Raw Women's Champion to SmackDown, cool. Raw Women's Championship should go vacant then. And vice versa. If they're gonna, because then it makes it something. If you do it that way, then it's like, okay, well, maybe Rhea isn't gonna go to Raw then. Like, maybe they're not gonna do it that way. Maybe it's Bianca's vacating that because she's going to SmackDown. Now Rhea's a SmackDown champion. Now I know we're gonna get Bianca and Rhea in a match for a title, and it's like, boom, done. Let's go. Cool. Oh no, we know Zelina's gonna lose to Rhea now because she's gonna definitely feud with Belair. I don't care. I already think Zelina's gonna lose. Not a big deal.
I think that's what.
But like in the moment, it's just like this weird, it's like a weird thing. Like, why don't send a champion to the other brand if you're going to have this brand exclusivity? Don't send them.
Exactly. I think that's what's missing too. That's what we brought up in the beginning of the episode. It's just the dots are not being connected. Like I get it. Bianca needs a fresh new start, and again, I think we both love that idea. I just think it needs to make sense. I think the dots need to be connected, and that's maybe where you bring in a Graves and a Byron who are in the back, as analysts saying, well, we know the big obvious right now is that your Raw champion for the women's division was drafted to SmackDown. Right. Give me something, man. Tell me why. I mean, again, Vega's going to lose. Yes, Puerto Rico, that makes sense. But Rhea is the top dog. She's going to SmackDown. I just want something more. I don't think it's that difficult to sit down in the creative room with the writers and say, well, the obvious is Raw is going to lose their women's champion. What do we do? How do we fill that void? Or not even fill the void, but how do we make it more understanding for the viewer, for us, for the lifelong fans that want to bitch and moan on a podcast? Like, what the fuck, man?
Who
like,
does that?
Just give me a reason why to enjoy the draft. I mean, yes, the picks make sense. Just give me a little more.
It's just like, I guess it just comes down to, and I mean, we'll go through the rest of the picks here because there wasn't anything too, I mean, there's a couple more egregious ones too, but like, it just comes like down to the whole thing of like, if you're gonna have this draft to like really underline the fact that like, well, Raw and SmackDown are separate brands, like build story into that. So that way, when it comes around to Survivor Series and it's just like the only time of the year that Raw and SmackDown superstars interact, or they used to say that anyway. I don't think they do it anymore. But like, you can do that again though. If you're gonna have this draft, keep the brands really like exclusive then, and give us a reason to care. Yeah,
exactly. Let's get to it. Round 2. SmackDown selects the Street Profits. Raw selects Imperium, all 3 guys. That's really cool. Then SmackDown is up next. They select the Rated R Superstar Edge. That is really cool. And then they round out round 2 with the 4th and final pick. Raw selects Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle.
Ritter wishes he could go to Raw.
Yeah.
He is Raw. He smacks it Raw.
Yep. There you go. That was a nice segue. Yes. Round 2 is finished. Again, I get it. I love these picks. I think Profits, they need a little change. Thank God they didn't split them. They are on SmackDown. I dig it. Come on. This made sense. Gunther, that made sense.
This round absolutely did.
And then I think you're gonna bring this up too. Intercontinental champions on Raw. Theory makes sense. Lashley's on SmackDown. Maybe they still have something there. I dig it. I even like Edge. I like the pick with Edge. I know he's just in and out of the picture right now, and maybe he has one more year left. I get it. I think it makes sense. I think they need somebody like an Edge, like a Hall of Famer on SmackDown for the 2-hour show. I think it's great. I really do like it. And then Riddle, I get it. I think he's up there with top stars. I think he's really entertaining. I just think, the Randy situation kind of screwed him. Also, him in his personal life, that did not help. But
definitely,
I dig it. I love round 2. Again, the picks, I'm not upset with the picks. I get it. I love it. It's just they didn't capitalize on oh my God, Profits, SmackDown, and no one talked about, well, I thought they were going to split up. I want that. I want that, from the analysis or analysts or, Cole and Barrett saying something. But again, picks, great, makes sense. Keith, what do you got, brother?
Well, and it goes again. I mean, you would mention the IC title moving and everything, but like it goes again, like missed opportunities with stuff with Imperium now moving to Raw, with Gunther moving to Raw, the new heavyweight championship is going to be Raw exclusive. It sounds like it seems what it's going to be. So if that's the case, Gunther's going to Raw now. I want Gunther to have a bigger belt.
Yeah,
I love him as the IC champion. I want him to take over the longest reign, put the Honky Tonk Man to rest finally. That'd be awesome.
Yes. Please.
So, yeah, but like, cool. Like, but that's again, like, just this missed thing. It's just like, okay, Imperium's going to Raw. Next one. Like, now, like, talk it up some. Like, okay, so this means the Intercontinental Championship is moving to Raw. This also means Gunther's going to be on the brand that has the heavyweight title. That could totally happen. Yeah. Implications with Theory potentially happen to come to SmackDown now. Or not, if it is going to be the thing, like I was saying, like if a champion switches brands, he's got to vacate his title. But all just left on the table.
Yeah, give me a tournament for the U.S. title, the IC title,
right?
The women's Raw title, the women's SmackDown title. Triple H, he loves tournaments. Give it to me. That would be cool. And I think there is going to be a tournament for the new Raw title. So, any last words? I mean, Edge is on SmackDown. Profits, they did not split up. I love that. Riddle, like I said, it is what it is. I think him being on Raw makes sense. But what do you got before we get to round 3? Any last comments?
No, I'm right there with you with it all. I will say I'm glad the Profits didn't break up because we've talked about that in other videos and stuff on the past here. I don't want them to break up really anytime too soon. I will say that I do feel like, with the Profits specifically, I mean, any tag team really it would fall to, but with the Profits specifically, I think the draft is the way to break them up. We saw it again back in the very, very, very first draft in the Vince McMahon and Ric Flair eras of it. That's how they broke up the Dudley Boys.
Yes.
Vince selected just Bubba Ray, which was crazy. At the time, we're all like, oh, what the hell? Yeah. Do that again. Then it's a thing where you don't have to have this, like, one of them turning heel, one of them getting made to look like a chump in a feud, anything like that. They can literally both just be the same exact characters they are, have this like, damn, man, it's been a good run. We won both the tag team championships. Let's see what we can do with singles. Good luck to you. I'll see it Survivor Series, maybe on the opposite teams. If we do, shake hands, mad respect, no animosity. Because then you get this chance to have them both have these singles runs. It seems like they want to put Tez on one, which is great. So let them both try to push both of them as singles people, see how they do. If it doesn't work for either of them, potentially, cool. Next year's draft the one back over. Boom. Street Profits are back together. No harm, no foul. No weird storyline you got to make up. They're just like, sick, we're back. Hell yeah. Boom. Let's start fighting for tag titles again.
Yeah. And again, I think the issue with that is the Usos, or no, sorry. Jesus, I'm so used to saying the Usos are champions. KO and Sammy are champions of the both titles. I mean, it's just the same thing. I think we're going to talk about it in the next video with the WWE Raw World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, they did that because they didn't want to take it off of Roman. I mean, it's just difficult.
Yeah.
But let's get to round 3. Keith, round 3 was probably my favorite round of the WWE draft.
All right.
SmackDown goes first, and they select Bobby Lashley. Then pick 2 was for Raw. Raw selects Drew McIntyre, and this was really cool. This was kind of under, I don't know, just they didn't seem like they, I don't know, maybe they didn't know AJ was going to come back tonight. Maybe it just seemed like Cole and Wade did not know this was going to happen. I want it more. Again, I'm nitpicking. The third pick for round 3 was for SmackDown. They selected the OC, so that is Styles, Gallows, Anderson, and Mia Yim. So that was cool. Yes. Mia.
Whatever it is. Michin, Mia Yim.
Yeah.
Michin,
What's
Mia
in
Yim. Mia Michin Yim. Who knows anymore? It's Mia Yim.
Exactly. So SmackDown, I think killed it in round 3. Lashley, I get the reason why. I understand that Roman needs somebody, but I think he needed this. I think he needed a new, fresh start just because of what happened with Wyatt and the LA night and, him not having a match at WrestleMania. So this is really cool. Drew is on Raw. I think that is much needed. This might be his time to come back. He's done with Sheamus, I think, and the Brawling Brutes. That was really cool. But he follows Gunther to Raw. And again, I thought this was my favorite round of the draft. But let's hear it, Keith. What do you got?
I'm with you. I loved this one around. Specifically, I love Drew going to Raw, following Gunther over, because we've had Sheamus Gunther in a singles. We've had Sheamus Gunther Drew in a triple threat. Now give me Drew and Sheamus, or Drew and Gunther solo. Like, let's just complete the trifecta here, and I'll just be rock hard about what we see slapping around.
Yeah,
all about it.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Lashley, I like that move going over. Have we seen Lashley Roman yet? They did.
I think so.
Right? Yeah, they've had a thing. Run that back though. I mean, I'm down to seeing that again. And like you said, I'm huge. The Miz, great. The Miz, I feel like I've been talking about. I feel bad kind of for the Miz, because like he gets so shit on, but it's like he gets so shit on because he does his job really well. Yep. He's like never injured. He's like a fantastic heel that's just really good at generating heat, cheap or not. He just does it really well.
Exactly.
And he knows how to just get like, he's a good hand. I hate to use that like CodyRhodes phrase for Shawn Spears, but like the Miz is so, he's criminally like overshadowed by stuff. Or like underrated by people, and it's a crazy. Him and Rollins had that match on Raw. What was that? 2 weeks ago. Yeah. That was just for no reason. They're just all right, we're just gonna go do a pay-per-view match right now, and just crushed it. And a lot of that goes to Rollins too, which is fine. But anyway, just wanted to throw some flowers for the Miz. So that was cool. He's on Raw. Give him some more stuff to go off of. But I'm with you, the OC. I was literally just thinking the other day about I'm with you. It was like kind of like undersold about like Styles being back.
That's the word I was looking for.
That's fine. Like that was kind of whatever. I mean, you never know with injuries now, and especially with AJ, he's getting a little bit to the older-ish side of things. So like you never know how long it's just going to take to heal, whatever. But I was like, I don't know what made me think of it. Something on Twitter, like an Impact posted something at some point or something like that, and I was thinking about Gallows and Anderson, and just like, damn, like when they came back as, the OC then, and they left for New Japan, and like Carl Anderson was on Twitter just like fucking never going back again.
Yep.
And then they did, because money talks and everything, which is fine, but then they did, and it's just been like, where the hell are they? I literally can't remember anything they did.
Yeah.
From when they came back to AJ getting hurt, which I get was like probably a pretty quick succession and everything, but it was just like, damn, like I'm really feeling for them. I mean, obviously they're still getting paid. It's not on them. They're just not on TV, but they're still getting paid. But I'm glad they got they got drafted. I'm glad they're hopefully with AJ back. They're going to hopefully get into something more. Hopefully that means Mia Yim's going to get into more stuff too, with her being on Raw now. I'd be into seeing her mixing it up with Bianca for the SmackDown title.
Yeah. I feel like
Mia Yim.
Yeah.
She's just another one of those that's like she's just been like waiting for like her moment. She's been like waiting for like the opportunity in the booking to like go to show it, because she's really good.
Yeah.
They like don't give her the chance. They're just like, here, you're in a tag team with Candice LeRae for a little bit here, but you guys are gonna lose a bunch.
Yeah.
Next, like.
Yep.
But she's got it. She's awesome. And her run when she got released, she went to Impact. She had an awesome run in Impact. Yeah. And then she came back, and we just haven't gotten to see anything quite yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, AJ's back, so maybe we'll see something. Yeah, I'm with you. I love this. Was my favorite round. I think Lashley deserves something. Okay. We know he's going to lose against Roman. We get that, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to see him go one-on-one if that does happen. I think maybe, like we said, Theory's probably going to go to SmackDown, so maybe that feud continues, just because I think, didn't they have like a triple threat match? Like, isn't that's at Puerto Rico, right? Backlash?
Yeah,
Reed,
Theory, Lashley, and Bronson Reed. Yeah.
Reed, yeah. So it continues, but I get it. Let's get to the final round of the first round of the draft. Round 4, SmackDown selects Damage Control. That's Bailey, that's Kai, and that's Sky. selection for Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura goes number 2. That was really cool. SmackDown selects for pick 3. They select the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Dawn and Fire. Again, that's really cool. I love it. I just maybe want more out of it, as in like why. And then the last pick of the final round, or of the last pick of round 1, Indy Hartwell, your NXT champion, goes to Raw. Keith, let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
Yeah, so Shinsuke, he's just back. Move him around. That's fine. Let's get him into something. Let's not have him feud with friggin' Karrion Kross, but he's gonna, so that's fine. Yeah. Whatever. He can be on whatever brand. Let's just get that one out of the way and let's get something good going for him again. Damage Control, save them. Somebody save them. Somebody help them. Somebody save something. I love all 3 of them that are in there. I don't think splitting up Damage Control is going to be a good thing for any of the 3 of them, unfortunately. Yeah. So somebody do something and somebody make this right. And the NXT call-ups, I mean, for as much as I was bitching and we just talked about, like, it doesn't make sense to move champions, especially in this case, because you've literally just taken all of the women's division champions from NXT and removed them from NXT. So I don't know how that's going to work out, especially with Indy being hurt right now from that gnarly ankle spot, from that dive that just busted her ankle up. Who knows what that's going to be with there. With the NXT ones, though, I feel like it's a little bit, you get a little more leeway there where it's like, it's kind of like expected that, like, well, if you're getting called up, you're going to give those titles up anyway. And that's fine because you're going up to bigger and better things. I love all 3 of them coming up. I'm a huge fan of Indy Hartwell. I really hope with being on the main roster with having Triple H booking her again, we get some more out of her because I think she's really good in the ring. And I just think she's another one like Mia Yim. Like, she just needs the chance to, like, be booked the right way, and she can be huge. So I'm really happy that she's up. I hope she gets healed up soon enough that we can see more of that quickly. And Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, my only criticism of them is that I hate that Alba Fire is called Alba Fire now, and she's not just still Kaylee Ray. But that's beside the point. They're both great. I love the 2 of them, and it makes me super excited because a couple of months ago, or it might even been a year ago, Piper Niven tweeted out something of like, I want to have an all Scottish women stable with like me, Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, and Nikki Cross. And I'm like, well, now the pieces are here. The puzzle pieces are all in the same friggin' box. Just put them all on the same side of the table and someone put the pieces together and let's do it. Because I want that. I love all 4 of those women. That would instantly become my favorite stable. They would take over the bloodline for me, or any other stable. Fuck your Bullet Club. Give them a Scottish women. I'm all about it. So huge that they're up there. Again, just touching back on it, I don't love that it's like champions that moved brands, but this is an easier one to solve. It's not the same as like, we're all up here, we're going to move the titles around on this thing. It's like, well, you're coming up anyway, so you have to get rid of that title because you're coming up. So fine.
Yeah, I just don't know with Hartwell. She's injured. It just makes sense to move her and drop the title or something like that. I just I don't want to see that because that's too obvious. And I think that was our, if we had any issues with the draft, it's just, connect the dots, make it make sense. And that just, maybe it's more entertaining to not know what's going to happen with Fire and Dawn and also Hartwell. Like, we don't know. They have titles. Maybe they merge. I don't think that's going to happen, but it just, I don't know. I don't want to say it fell flat, but I wanted more. Give me more. But yeah, I'm with you. Hartwell, that's much needed. I think she's, been down there for a long time.
Way too long.
And it's time. And I mean, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the picks. I'm happy with the draft itself. I just wanted, entertainment aspect of the draft. I wanted a little more. I thought the presenters, that was really cool. We got to see Teddy Long back. That was cool.
Yeah, player.
Dog, HB Shizzle. That was cool. JBL came out. Who else? Hayes and who else? Oh, RVD. That was really underrated. That was really cool. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. That was the night 1 of the draft. Night 2 is on Raw this week. That's it. Peace.